Hi, this is Sue's Love and Tarot. Okay, today's reading is going to be called Is Third Time the Charm? Now, last night they gave me this idea to do a reading for people who have been divorced 2 times, right? And divorced 2 times, and whether the third time would be of marriage would be the charm. Okay, now, when I woke up this morning, they reminded me, and I got the expanded version of that, which is so it doesn't have to be third time's a charm. If you're on number 7 or 100 or whatever it is. Okay, or it could be like they said, 2 significant partners. There may not have been marriage, but then considering marriage the third time, something like that, or just another long-term partnership, a soulmate. Okay, yeah. Okay, or someone you consider soulmate. Okay. All right, so someone that fits like a glove. Okay, something like that. All right, now, so let's see, how are we going to do this? Okay, so is third time the charm? Okay, so we're going to start. Okay, so since it's a general reading, we're going to start with just doing all like collective energy, and then I'm going to break it up for each sign. Okay, like where you are, perhaps for some where you might be now and where you're headed, something like that. Okay. All right, let's see what they bring us. Okay, we're open to receive the highest and the best message. Thank you. All right, okay, so is third time the charm? Okay, so let's ask that. Is third time the charm? Or whatever number. Okay, they said someone might be working on the first. Okay, so if you're here, okay, Hangman. Is third time the charm? Woo! Okay. So I would say there is that pure potential, right? Where the stars align. And the two, now if it's like the third time, right? So it's like a rebirth energy. So it's like growth and rejuvenation. Okay. And for some of you, it's from learning how to be more open in a relationship dynamic. Okay. We'll bring in these deep waters. Okay, so it's like if you want the love of the ocean, you have to kind of open up and be willing to go deep dive into this love connection. Okay, so, and the other thing I'm getting is you have to learn how to get out of the duality energy, the right and wrongs of things. Okay, that's what I'm getting. And move into a place where you can see from other points of perception, and just acknowledgement, right, of their perception can help bring in this healing. Okay. Now, if you're a Pisces or a Scorpio, I feel like it's magnified here, because the challenge would be is to keep it in and not divulge how truly you love. Okay. And that could go for Aquarius too. It could be like Aquarius with Scorpio rising, or like Pisces with Scorpio rising, or Scorpio with air rising. Okay. Or moon, right? Okay. That's what I'm getting. Okay, now Pisces. Okay, the Pisces, what I'm getting is the Neptune retrograde. Okay, so this is a good time to bring in your new dreams, taking action on it. Okay. So the key is to get out of this kind of death period or dark period in your life and bring in the light. This is the resurrection. It's like resurrecting yourself out of a bad, well, not bad romance, like the song, but, ooh, Lady Gaga. Okay, where was I going with that? I suddenly heard the song, and I was getting into it. Okay, so someone might have listened to that song many times. Okay, so, and you could totally relate to it. Okay, so the message is bring in the sun, right? Okay, now this could be Taurus. If we're looking at polar opposite, right? Flipped. Okay, so this could be Taurus, also Virgo, Leo. Okay, that's what's coming up. All right. But this is just the energy, right? It's not really necessary, the signs. But if you want the signs, let's pull in some signs here. Okay. Oh my gosh, Scorpio came out again. So that's that energy, right? Getting back energy. And air came out. Ooh, that's fascinating. Okay, so it's like, you know, having to one up or get back, or that kind of energy you got to watch out for. It's like if you felt like you were backed into a corner, not just putting the stinger out, right? It's like coming out of that dark crevice and really opening up and communicating. And that brings in the healing. Okay. And not show like this cold exterior. It's like warm it up. Show that in your mind stuff, that family and is important, right? Because that's what's in the heart, I feel like. Okay. And sometimes children become, right? Looks like two Pisces here. Okay, but looks like sometimes children can become pawns, and that's not healthy. Okay. All right, now Mercury reverse. Okay, Mercury retrograde. Okay, so that's the key to success in all relationships, I feel like. This kind of open-hearted communication, sharing your fantasies, sharing your dreams, sharing how you truly feel deep within, right? Okay, now I'm getting the War of the Roses again. And that came up in another reading a while ago, but I can't tell you which one right now. It's so far away. Okay, all right, now. So it's like you have two flowers battling it out. And it's like they're showing me the scene again at the dinner table, right? I think he's like smacking the food or something. And she's just getting totally disgusted. Okay. So it's like, it's very interesting how in the beginning, right, there could be like this intense physical connection. And then after some time, even how the person eats can bug you. Okay. Where are we going with this? That's okay. At any rate, the question is all that really relevant, right? Focusing in those places. If you could take your focus off of the superficial stuff, like someone smacking their food, or whatever. Then you can go deeper. Okay. Now, this Virgo Gemini, okay, is like you can learn from whatever contrasting experience came in and grow together, right? The twins grow together and learn from the experience and take that golden nugget and assimilate it into the union. And then that way you can stay together. But what happens sometimes, I feel like they're showing me, is that unforgiveness and resentment. Okay, that kind of seeps in, that bitterness. Okay. All right, so releasing all that stuff, right? Now, Gemini could be like mind stuff. So releasing all that and purifying it with the sun. All right, so learning how to train yourself to go in those sunny places in mind. Okay. And then that could bring in the healing. And that could bring in growth to the next phase, is what I'm getting. Okay. Now, in the physical world, this could have looked like a relationship with Gemini and Scorpio, or Virgo and a Scorpio, or an air and a Scorpio, like that. Okay. All right. So now it could be like air or earth, or, these combinations. Okay. Sometimes you attract a partner to you to reveal what's hidden in the subconscious. And sometimes that is worked out through relationship. And then if that's not worked out through relationship, sometimes the same cycle repeats, right? Okay. Yeah, purifying with that. Yeah. So now, with this water fire here, the water fire, what was happening was that extreme fire, right? And then going in your shell and retreating and hiding. Okay. When really this is the time when you need to purify your mind. See, butterfly, fire. Purify the mind and then open up instead of closing in. And see, he's got pinchers here. Okay, so that's the key. And it's easier said than done, isn't it? Like, everybody who's here knows this. But practicing it and actually doing it is not as easy, right? All right, so what is this? Aries. Oh, interesting. Okay. Wow, okay. This is really fascinating to me, but okay. I have to just kind of hit the surface of it because there's a lot. So they're bringing me the time in Mars, right? When there was this all this warring going on. And then they had to kind of escape Mars and come to Earth. All right. Now, some of this might sound like it's out there, but think in terms of energy. It doesn't have to be like a human body coming to Earth. Okay. It could just be the energy and then through nature coming up, right? Okay. So just be open-minded about what's coming in here. Okay. So sometimes that's what happens, right? It's like two warring states or two warring minds or two warring lovers, right? And you have to leave the area because it's just unhealthy environment. So you have to go to a place like Earth in nature to kind of recalibrate and see from new perspective, right? Okay. And now sometimes when that happens, you can become friends again with your exes. And sometimes it just means going to a new location and closing that door, right? Not going back to Mars. and then many centuries later, wanting to go back to Mars. Okay, so okay, so look at the big picture, right? Sometimes you decided that you wanted to come together to learn something and then move on. Okay, so that's the nature, right, of this reality. It's like the Buddhists say, impermanence, impermanent nature. It's more of like a flowing state, right? Neptune. All right, so anyway, that retrograde, the key is bring your dream work in the physical reality if there was that breakup. And I feel like that is the path. When you're on your own path, sometimes you get sidetracked in romance and all that business, and then you get off of your own path. And sometimes that's why things happen. Okay, now let's get another card. Saturn. Okay, now this is cause and effect, right? Okay, and I feel like it's the rings that help this Saturn be this high vibing energy. Okay, there's something about the rings. Okay, so marriage, right? Just like the rings of Saturn can be like this sacred energy or sacred union. Okay, and of course people marry for different reasons. They're showing me some people marry because of culture. Okay, so what is that, arranged marriage? Okay, some people marry because of culture and what's expected in their society. Okay, but I feel like the collective is moving towards personal choice, whether, well, culture can be persistent, right? Like ancestors. But ultimately, it's the person's choice. All right, they don't have to follow any kind of rule. All right. And sometimes that causes problems, I feel like. When people marry for, they're showing me like people marry for money and stuff like that. There's no love there then, right? Maybe love for money, but not love for the partner. And then what happens if some finance thing happens and then where's the love, right? So it's important to choose a partner for love. All right, now what's this? Woo! Mars came out again. Okay. Okay, so Saturn can be like Aquarius, right? And you got Aquarius here. Mars, Aries. So it's like cause and effect. If I do this, what could happen, right? But sometimes when people get mad and in their extreme energy, they lose sight. So that's important. And also physical, okay, connections. Okay. I feel like it's a good practice to really get to know the person, right? Before entangling on a physical level. And I feel like that would be half the battle right there. And there's hormones and all kinds of stuff in this mix. All right, so like DNA, hormones, preference, and all this stuff is mixed in here. Okay, so if one can really dig deep on an emotional level with a connection rather than jump into the sack or hay or bed or whatever. Okay, I feel like there could be greater success in marriage. Now, there is, okay, now sometimes that physical connection is a past life connection. And you come together and it's like you know the person. That's how it feels. Okay, so that could fog the mind. So, and then end up being like a healing, needing to heal the relationship. Okay, heal that energy. Okay. Oh, okay, I get it. So it's like sometime there's a call to heal past stuff. If it's lingering, there is that possibility for lingering energy. Okay, so in that case, yeah, memory, soul memory is what I'm getting. So sometimes in order to patch it up, they might come together to try to work it out. Okay. Virgo and Taurus. Okay, this is what I'm getting. All right, so I gotta wrap this up. The first video. Okay, let me hurry. Okay, I'm gonna do a part 2. Okay. All right, so now Virgo and Taurus. Okay, I'm getting a couple things. This kind of earthy energy, right, likes to be stable and steadily moving. And any of these signs, it could be Virgo, Pisces, Taurus, and Scorpio. Anything like fire energy that comes and challenges the stability can end up being an entanglement. Okay. So they're giving me, we saw in this physical reality a partnership, and it was very public. And I feel like one was a Taurian. And we were all watching that. And what happened was this person's stability, feeling of stability, was shaken. Okay, so what does that mean? For example, let's say the partner goes out with the guys, then this energy could be suspicious or jealous or these kinds of energies that aren't that positive, right? And then if the mind gets a hold of that, then all kinds of funky things can show up in the physical reality. So it's important to nip it in the bud, those kinds of things. And if there is a question, to talk about it and not hold it in, right? That's important. Okay. And then use constructive criticism as a tool. Okay, not a means to, right. And sometimes when there's arguments, criticism can cause a breakup or a shakeup. And the other thing I'm getting is two partners actively doing things that will improve well-being, personal well-being. So each person within a relationship working on well-being, and then that could be a united thing. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Okay. Gemini. Okay. So that's the thing, right? All the little irritations, like growing this beautiful thing. And then if you divorce, right, then it's like, what was the point? All right, so now for some of you, this is like two people staying together. Oh, here's that water dragon. It's like in fire down here. Okay, so emotions, controlling your emotional scale. But it's like the pearl is still beautiful, but sometimes you have to pick up with another partner, not the one, because there's too much that has been said and done. So in that case, it's like think before you speak, and before you speak, think of get to a compassionate place if you can, right? Kindness. Okay. All right, let's leave it there. I'm going to go into another video.